The annual NOMA Conference kicks off here in Thunder Bay. Good evening and thank you for joining us. 3 of Ontario's major party leaders made their way here today to take part in the opening of the annual conference.
Premier Doug Ford didn't attend, but the other leaders all spoke about the North's vital importance to the rest of the province. Justin Hardy met with each leader and joins us in studio. Justin, what did they have to say?
Haley, it was all about how big of an impact we have. From our region's richness in critical minerals to the importance of local leadership in each community, the party leaders in attendance stressed just how much Northwestern Ontario communities help drive the provincial economy. Area politicians who are members of the Northwestern Ontario Municipal Association often work very closely with upper levels of government, and 3 of the 4 Ontario party leaders made their way to the annual NOMA Conference to address the delegates. Official opposition leader Merritt Stiles of the NDP, the Ontario Liberal Party's Bonnie Crombie, and Mike Schreiner of the Green Party of Ontario each had a message to deliver to the municipal representatives.
The work they are doing is absolutely critical. They are hearing from local people in their communities firsthand. There's enormous strength in that. Those ideas, that vision, is what the provincial government needs to respond to.
This is a region that's vitally important to the economy. The Northwest is the critical driver of the economy of the South, and vitally important with not only the mining industry, the forestry industry, manufacturing, and shipping as well.
I heard directly from municipal leaders, they want a new deal from the province. They want a province that's not only going to step up and defend our economy, especially we see the threats in forestry and mining.
Premier Doug Ford was not present. This annual conference was the last one that NOMA President Wendy Landry will open.
I find myself reflecting on the privilege it's been to serve this incredible region.
Landry announced her step back from the NOMA leadership back in March. In her opening remarks, she announced Marathon Mayor Rick Dumas will be succeeding her. Just because she's stepping down as president doesn't mean she's done with the organization or advocating for the Northwest. Landry says she will be playing an active role as a past president.
It's time for me to step back, so I'll be the past president, so I actually get to still stay on the board, so that's good. A little sad in the sense that, especially this event, right? This event is like homecoming weekend, right? And it's everybody coming together, and I love seeing everybody, and I'm really passionate about the Northwest, and I love this position, and I think that it's, you know, what we started up to do was to elevate the voice of Northwestern Ontario and NOMA, and elevate the profile. And I think if you see around the room today, you'll see some of my AMO colleagues that have come to be here with us, and tells you that we've raised the profile of NOMA at provincial level.
The first day of the NOMA conference ended with the annual general meeting. The gathering continues until Friday. Justin Hardy, TBT News.
One of the men who pleaded guilty to manslaughter in the death of Adrien Richardson nearly 3 years ago took to the witness stand today at the trial for the main suspect, Talik Ricketts. The 25-year-old Brampton man faces a second-degree murder charge in connection with the fatal shooting at a Hodder Avenue apartment in May of 2022. Police found Richardson covered in blood after suffering a single gunshot wound, and he died at the scene. One of the other 3 suspects, 23-year-old Aidan Collender of Thunder Bay, testified on day 2 of the trial. He recalled how Ricketts told him he needed money quickly, so Collender suggested robbing someone at a local trap house. He says Ricketts was carrying a gun when they entered Richardson's apartment. The victim emerged from the closet and swung something at Collender, so Collender ran out of the apartment. He testified that he heard the gunshot soon after. The full story can be found on tvnewswatch.com.
A First Nations-led skilled trades training group has announced a major land acquisition for a future training facility on Highway 61.
Officials with Chimino Ojibwin celebrated a new partnership with Thunder Bay Pulp and Paper today, along with the purchase of the former Riverview Raceway's property for a nominal fee. Jonathan Wilson reports.
A new sign has been unveiled along Highway 61, announcing the plans for a new skilled trades training center to be operated by Chimino Ojibwin. The group now owns 56 acres of land for the future facility. The former Riverview Raceways operated on the property from the late 1960s until the early 1990s. After it closed, the land was acquired by what was then Great Lakes Paper. The company is now known as Thunder Bay Pulp and Paper. Chimino CEO Peter Collins says the company agreed to sell them the land at a very low price, as an effort towards reconciliation.
First of all, I want to acknowledge the contribution by Thunder Bay Pulp and Paper for their commitment to really looking at and understanding what economic reconciliation really means. And the first step of a parcel of this land is hopefully developing it for a training facility or a trade school, because the trades are so important in the region, so important in our communities, and really take advantage of the opportunities that are in front of our communities.
And we want to be a part of our community. We speak often about earning the right to operate or being a part of the community. So citizens all around us are important stakeholders, and First Nations is obviously a big part of that, with owning land partnerships and trying to participate in the economy and economic sharing of the wealth and the resources of this and the bounty of this region.
Chimino officials presented executives from Thunder Bay Pulp and Paper with an Indigenous artwork as a thank you for supporting the new venture. Chimino Ojibwe started out as a partnership with Vallard to train people from the 7 member First Nations for transmission line jobs. The organization now offers training for many other careers, and pulp mill officials say they plan to work with Chimino to use the new facility to train future employees for the mill. The announcement is being welcomed by politicians from both the province and Fort William First Nation.
I really want to congratulate everybody, all the chiefs and communities that have been part of this work, Chimino Ojibwe, for their heavy lifting to get this over the finish line, and the ongoing efforts every day to form these partnerships. Thunder Bay Pulp and Paper, your participation in this partnership, these are vital things.
This partnership reflects a meaningful step forward in reconciliation and building of strong, respectful relationships between Indigenous communities and industry. The transfer of this land is not only symbolic, it is a foundation for future growth, self-determination, and opportunity.
Collins says there are no timelines yet for the construction or an estimated price tag for the training facility. Jonathan Wilson, TBT News.
Canadian Blood Services is celebrating the grand opening of its new Thunder Bay Plasma Donation Centre.
That substance in the blood is used for life-saving medications for patients suffering from a myriad of conditions. It's been 13 years since Thunder Bay last had a plasma centre. Ryan Graham reports.
Doors are officially open now for donors to come in to donate plasma.
Thunder Bay residents can finally donate plasma once again. The protein-rich liquid component of blood is turned into vital medications for conditions such as immunodeficiency, as well as autoimmune and neurological disorders. Lauren Murray is one of many people who relies on regular injections of immunoglobulin to live a functional and fulfilling lifestyle.
I was diagnosed with MMN 3 years ago, and it started out really simple. I was having trouble getting my pinky over to the shift key on my keyboard, which as a communications professional is less than ideal. But I quickly started losing strength in both my hands and my feet, and that was going to continue unless I got this treatment.
Currently, there is a shortage of plasma donations across Canada, which are needed due to the growing number of conditions it treats. Nicholas Collins, a local carpenter apprentice, decided to book an appointment at the new facility in Thunder Bay Centre and donate his plasma. He spoke about the importance of giving and helping those in need.
Took me 35 minutes today, I believe. You come in, they ask you a few questions, pretty simple. Doesn't hurt either, just a poke. Pretty relaxing. Everyone here is super nice, so I definitely come out. It helps save lives. No reason not to.
Thunder Bay's former plasma center on Barton Street closed its doors in 2012. So, it was exciting news for many area residents when this facility first opened its doors around 3 weeks ago. The plasma center has been seeing plenty of appointment bookings since then. Jennifer Rose, the Community Development Manager at Canadian Blood Services, is hoping to see that continue now that they are officially open.
I would just like to say that I am so grateful for the welcome that we've had from the community. We're so happy to be back here. It's a beautiful city. It's, the heart of people here is so large, and we're just grateful to be here.
Now that the Canadian Blood Services Thunder Bay Donor Centre is open, you can book your appointment online at blood.ca. Ryan Graham, Thunder Bay News.
The Regional Health Sciences Center showcased its new $3.5 million robotic surgical system that staff are calling a game changer.
The Vinci surgical system allows local surgeons to perform intricate procedures that they haven't been able to do before, making it easier for patients to get care closer to home. Jessica Clement has the details.
Staff at the regional hospital gave a preview on Wednesday of its state-of-the-art surgical system, the first of its kind in northwestern Ontario. The new Vinci surgical system helps the hospital's surgeons conduct more complex operations right here in Thunder Bay.
It gives you amazing magnification. You can see everything very close. It also gives you the ergonomics, which means the robot arms and the tools that you're using, they are moving in the exact same way as your hands. So as a surgeon, you're doing the surgery as if your hands are inside, not using the laparoscopic tools, which are as if you're using chopsticks.
Urologist Dr. Waleed Sharour says it's a game changer. They first got the $3.5 million robotic surgical system back in November, and since then have been able to perform numerous procedures that patients typically would have to fly down to Toronto for.
When we had to send the patient down, it's a lot of stress for the patient, their family. They have to travel. They have to travel at least once or at least twice, because they have to go first to see the surgeon and then a second time to do the surgery. Sometimes they have to go again for post-operative follow-up. Having this done at home, you'll get whatever you were going to get in Toronto, you're going to get in Thunder Bay. So it speaks volumes.
Sharour notes the Vinci also leads to shorter hospital stays, with most patients discharged within 24 hours after surgery. He says along with the ability to offer intricate procedures right in the hospital, they've also gotten more interest from surgeons outside of the region.
I've had interest from surgeons in the U.S. Okay, you know what? Do you have a job available? I want to come and work with you. Not just because of Thunder Bay, because we have all the tools. If you have a robot like this, you have the tools. If you're still operating the older way, not everybody's interested to come and join you, and you would not be having the same appeal.
Jessica Clement, TBT News.
Organizers of the Take It in Strides Run for Mental Health have announced that the event back in September well exceeded their expectations, and the donation number shows it. The Take It in Strides Run raises money for the local branches of the Canadian Mental Health Association and the Children's Centre Foundation. Over 400 people attended last year and managed to raise almost $50,000. Event co-founder Connor Remus says the run is a great reminder that suicide prevention requires everyone.
The whole idea is to have an event that breaks the stigma, and this idea of breaking the stigma is to have the conversation. Not be afraid to check in with your friends and family once in a while and just say, hey, how are you doing? How are you doing physically, but how are you doing mentally? You would be shocked on the amount of people that might open up and have that conversation with you, and you might not think of it at the time, but you could be doing a lot of good for that individual.
Registration is now open for the next run on September 7th at Boulevard Lake. Meanwhile, Confederation College marketing students are hosting a glow run this Friday evening at Marina Park to help support the cause even further.
All right, well, and I'm sure they will want good weather for that event.
Absolutely.
Fiona, hopefully we can deliver for them today.
No pressure.
No pressure at all, no. Today started out rainy. I did see that the sun poked its head out for a little while this afternoon.
For a little while. It poked itself out for a little while. For the most part, though, the afternoon was mostly cloudy, just a few breaks here and there. But temperature-wise, still a little below normal for this time of year, but we are inching our way towards the finish line. 9 Celsius was our high. Overnight lows stayed above the freezing mark at 1 Celsius, and winds were, for the most part, fairly consistent, about 12 to 20 kilometers per hour, although there were a couple of brief periods where it inched up to gusts up to 31 km. But all in all, it wasn't a bad day for a Wednesday. Now, if we take a look at what was moving through, you can see why we had those brief on and on showers this morning. Then this afternoon kind of tapered off, and we were just left with a lot of mostly cloudy skies around the city, but there's still rain to the northwest and to the northeast as it moves through tonight. So at this hour, we've had drizzle almost all day up in Red Lake, Fort Francis. A lot of cloud, a little bit of showers popping up here and there, but temperatures have been pretty steady to the west, ranging from 2 to 3 Celsius. It's just been in the last hour or so that temperatures have added an extra degree. In Red Lake is at 4, Kenora matching that 5 in Fort Frances, 6 in Dryden. And as you head to the northeast, still a little bit cooler north of Lake Superior. Armstrong and Greenstone both have some showers at 3 at this time. Along the North Shore, a little warmer at 6, and then we hit double digits in Wawa and Sault Ste. Marie under mostly cloudy skies. That was after a relatively seasonally cool night. Here in the city of Thunder Bay tonight, we are going to see a repeat of last night with a low of 1. There is about a 40% chance of a shower or 2 this evening, but that's just for the evening. After that, we'll clear out somewhat and we'll be left with partly cloudy skies. Winds will be from the northwest, starting out at 20 km and then diminishing down to about 10 kilometers per hour. That's going to set the stage, unfortunately, for a somewhat gray end of the work week. There is a slight chance of showers by about Friday, but all in all, it's dry, but it's warmer. We're going to finally hit seasonal daytime highs and quite comfortably, so at least there's that.
Well, yeah, I'm excited for that. Thanks a lot, Fiona.